Oh, it's that time again. There's the clock. You know what this means. We're going to lose an hour, quote unquote, lose an hour on Sunday as daylight saving time begins. So don't forget to set your clocks an hour ahead.
Losing that hour can have a big effect, and Assistant Professor Christopher Burns joins us. He's with the University of Washington's Foster School of Business, and you've studied this, how much of an impact this time shift has on us. It's a big deal, right?
It is. I've looked at nationally representative data from thousands of survey respondents, and we find that on the Monday, right after daylight saving time, people come in with somewhere around 40 minutes less sleep than they would otherwise have.
You found this tends to have an effect on productivity. What did you find exactly?
Yes, it has an effect on several work-relevant outcomes. Most notably, we see that there's a spike in workplace injuries of about 5.6% on what I call Sleepy Monday.
Just for that day?
Just on that one day. And the spike in workplace injury severity goes up by over 50%. Which we measure by number of lost work days due to the work injury.
So something tangible, you can actually see what it does.
Yes, so this is very inconsistent with the idea that missing an hour or two of sleep is no big deal. And we do this systematically across the country, and that aggregates to a pretty important effect.
This is not just productivity. Morals are involved here, too. How does it affect our moral decisions?
So we also find in some of our most recent research that moral awareness tends to be low on Sleepy Monday. And that's because morality is something that requires your attention and effort. And when people are short on sleep, they have a hard time directing and focusing their attention on important things. So in one particular study, we found that internet searches on Google for terms that have moral relevance, they tend to be extra low on Sleepy Monday.
So you shouldn't be making big, important company decisions on Sleepy Monday, right?
So we find big things and little things. Another study, we show that a lack of sleep on Sleepy Monday is associated with increased levels of cyberloafing at work. So we see that people are spending more time on YouTube looking at cute kitten videos when they should be working because they're paid to be doing so.
How do you fight the effects of it? I mean, I think caffeine can only do so much for people.
Caffeine is a short-term solution that we tend to use as a long-term solution, so that creates some issues. For daylight saving time in particular, I would recommend trying to break up the change into chunks if possible. So maybe if there's some flexibility in these schedules, start your work shift a little bit later on that Monday than you normally would, so you can trickle in the change over time. And any particularly important task, if you can shift that to a different day, that would be a good strategy as well. Also for really dangerous tasks, maybe having a few extra sets of eyes on the task when you know people are sleepy and especially at high risk for workplace injuries.
Interesting.
Yeah, this is all great information. We really appreciate it. Christopher Burns with UW, thanks.
Glad to be here.
Boy.